With a name that translates as beautiful view, this stunning hilltop castle has panoramas that stretch out over 3 counties. But where am I, and who's lucky enough to call this place home? Find out in just a moment. Today I'm with a characterful couple on a quest for a better quality of life.
It looks beautiful. I feel I should have a crinoline on and sort of walk with my Victorian parasol.
Yeah. Well, it's actually Edwardian.
I don't know what half of that means, but I'll do the same.
No, you probably don't want to.
No.
And as the search progresses, our buyers really open up.
Oh, my bifold doors.
Oh, that's the bifold doors.
I'm going to adopt you, Alistair. I really am. I love a bifold.
Today we're in Leicestershire, and this is Beaver Castle, which has amazing views over Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire. Despite its location, it's actually the ancestral home of the Dukes of Rutland. This stately version was built in the early 1800s by James Wyatt for the 5th Duke and Duchess, and they used Lancelot Capability Brown to design the gardens, although he died before the plans could be completed. But later in the show I'll be talking to the present Duchess about how she rediscovered those plans and used them to inspire her vision for the future of the estate. Landlocked Leicestershire sits in the centre of England, forming part of the East Midlands. Its varied scenery is a mix of agricultural land, country parks, pretty villages and market towns. All of these features can be explored on the 100-mile Leicestershire Round Walk or by taking advantage of the excellent network of meandering waterways on board a narrowboat. To the west of the county, a monument, made of a railway sleeper in a field in Fenny Drayton, indicates the exact geographical centre of England, as calculated by Ordnance Survey in 2002. 6 miles away lies the site of the Battle of Bosworth, where Richard III was defeated by Henry Tudor in 1485. As well as the battlefield, visitors will find a memorial marking the well from which the king was said to have taken his last drink before he died. Those who wish to follow his story will end up at the cathedral in the city of Leicester, where his recently rediscovered remains were ceremonially reinterred in 2015. Also steeped in history are the county's ancient market towns like Melton Mowbray, where you can absorb the town's 1,000-year history on the Heritage Trail and sample its famous Stilton cheese or a traditionally made pork pie. It's no wonder the town has earned the enviable nickname, the rural capital of food. So with a reputation for fine produce, tranquil open countryside and historic cathedrals and canals, Leicestershire has plenty to offer those looking for an escape from city life. Here's another interesting fact about Leicestershire. It was the birthplace of package tourism, when a young man named Thomas Cook organised a day trip on the railways from Loughborough to Leicester and charged only 1 shilling for it in 1841. But if you're planning a more permanent stay in the county, you might be interested to know that the average price for a detached house is £251,000. That's £48,000 less than the national figure. So with that in mind, let's meet today's house buyers and find out about their hopes and dreams about moving to Leicestershire. Retired police officer Tim and library assistant Jackie were brought together 31 years ago by an unusual chance encounter.
As a young police officer, I was posted to Hammersmith in West London, and I seem to recall there was a dispute involving a motorist being issued a parking ticket. So I went along to see if I could help, and the person trying to issue the ticket was the young Jackie, who was then a traffic warden. I don't recall too much about the incident because my eyes were obviously drawn to this attractive young traffic warden.
For the last 19 years, they've lived in this 5-bedroom semi-detached home in Guildford, Surrey. But with their children now in their 20s and moving on, it's just them and Labrador Amber left at home. So they're after a new challenge.
We've worked very hard in our jobs and doing things for the children, and we now feel it's our time. We had some cousins who are cousins on Tim's side. He moved up to Leicestershire to the Melton Mowbray area. They have such a fantastic quality of life. They can travel everywhere nice and quickly. The properties up there are just phenomenal. The countryside's gorgeous, and that was it. We were just hooked.
Their daughter works in Coventry and their son is at university in Leeds, so the central county of Leicestershire, between both of them, seems the ideal search ground. For Tim, there's one other benefit.
You know, I'm a huge Leeds supporter, and Jackie
I
likes
love to watch live football
to watch
too.
live football. So we felt, why don't we move to somewhere where it's not too much of a hardship to go and watch them play? We're not going too far north to live, but it certainly makes travelling to the football far more accessible.
When he's not up and down the country supporting his team, Tim can often be found on the tennis court, a hobby he's keen to continue when they move, while Jackie is more at home in the kitchen.
I love cooking, love doing dinner parties. We're very good entertainers. We do love it, don't we?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really quite happy mucking about in my kitchen with all my utensils to hand, like a mad scientist creating.
With their house under offer, the reality of the move is setting in, and Tim and Jackie are filled with mixed emotions. Sad to leave their present home behind, but excited for what the future holds.
It'll be an emotional wrench to leave this house for many reasons. It's been a very, very happy home and a real party home as well. We're leaving for the right reasons and the right time for us now to
But there'll
move
always
on.
be emotions involved because we
yeah.
like what we've got and what we've had here.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
But it is a new chapter in life's big book.
Tim and Jackie know and like the market town of Melton Mowbray, where they have family, so we're focusing our search in and around the towns and villages to the north of the county. I'm meeting up with them to find out what kind of property they're after. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to lovely
morning.
Leicestershire. Thank you for bringing us here. It's not often we come here. It's a really lovely county.
I know, in the heart of rural England as well.
What is it that you're looking for in the property itself?
We need a minimum of 4 bedrooms. I would love a separate dining room. We've had a big eat-in kitchen and I really would like a formal dining room for those special occasions, Christmas, what have you. We want to improve on what we've got now, so we'd like a nice detached property with a big garden, and I'd like to have some chickens. I was on a farm as a child, so I would like some chickens. So.
Any other kind of like rooms? You've been a bit quiet on the
Yes,
front.
I have. There's if possible, I'd quite like a man cave.
Man cave.
Again,
Can you give it a spec about that? What
of
you want?
course I can. There's a snooker table,
Oh,
a pool
proper
table,
man cave.
Darts, and for me, I don't mind a conservatory. I've never had a conservatory, and again, it's something to
You
experience.
pulled the most exquisite
I
face there.
I hate conservatories. I just can't stand them. They're awful. I want bifold doors. I want the continuation from the inside to the outside, the garden room.
And are you keen on being in a community, or would you like to be out in the countryside?
We'd like to be on the edge of a village, but we would like to be quite near a nice pub. We do like a nice pub in the evening.
Pubs are important.
Oh, pubs
Yes,
are very
they are.
important.
That's a way of meeting people for
They
sure.
certainly
Yes.
are.
How much have we got to play with? What's your top budget?
The top budget is around 480.
Well, we've got 3 lovely properties lined up for you. I hope one of them is going to be the one.
Yes?
So let's get in the car and go and find them.
Let's do that.
With a maximum budget of £480,000, we're looking for a 4-bedroom property that has a large kitchen for Jackie, preferably with a separate dining room, a man cave for Tim, and a large garden to keep some chickens. They'd ideally like the property to be at the edge of a village. We've got 3 great houses to tempt them with, all very different in style, but equally full of character. At each one, I'll be asking them to guess the price tag before I reveal it. And finally, we'll be turning our search on its head with our mystery house, a property offering an exciting mix of old and new. Our search begins in the village of Eastwell in the Vale of Beaver. Just 15 minutes in the car from Melton Mowbray, this attractive, quiet village centres on the ancient church and village hall. There's a farm producing award-winning local cheese and milk, but for further produce and amenities, residents travel a mile to Stratton, where there's a butcher's and baker's and a couple of country pubs. Our first property is on the edge of Eastwell, set back from the road.
Come on in, house number 1.
It looks really cute. It's really pretty. It's quite sort of chocolate boxy, quite cute. So, and it's got chickens as well. So
Certainly
I'd love
impressed
to
with
have
the initial setting, and I think it's incredible. We've seen chickens already.
So this is the downside, because this is actually your garden at the front. So
Right.
quite a small garden.
Yes.
At the back, it's all open fields, but they just don't belong to you.
Right.
Right.
Let's have a look inside.
Yep.
This 1990s self-build has a mix of modern living space with some interesting period-style.
Even though it's only from the 90s, they went for the kind of cottage
Yes.
look.
Yeah,
like
they
it.
have.
And then you got not quite bifold doors, but French doors
Yeah.
out into the back with the views out over the
I'll
fields.
get the mallet out. I can knock those through. It's not a problem. It's calm. It's got a very calm feel
Yes.
to it.
I like that. Very nice decorated as
very
well.
nice.
Very much to our taste.
Let's continue the tour and look at the all-important kitchen.
Definitely.
Also off the main hall, there's a good-sized study, downstairs toilet, and a lovely bright dining room, perfect for when Jackie and Tim host their dinner parties.
Oh, lots to explore, but let's look at the kitchen first.
Yep.
How does this meet with your approval?
It meets very well. I've already
First,
noticed that you've got a range, and I love a range.
Yeah, you've got a great
Just love
double
it.
range there.
Absolutely love that.
I like the fact you've got an everyday table over there, so you obviously save the dining room for more special occasions.
And a garage as well.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this is where your man den could be.
Right.
They did originally, the garage was separate, but they put on a big utility room, which is on the other side of this red wall.
Right.
And it links the garage back into the rest of the house.
Brilliant.
And that while they were doing that, they also added on top of the garage a big bedroom with an ensuite.
Oh, man cave.
So this could be your man room. I don't
Yes.
quite know how you get the pool table up there, but I'm sure you can.
Oh,
we'll just
minor
pay
detail.
For some. We'll pay for
Minor
it. We'll take it
detail.
down.
Let's take a look at the sleeping quarters, see what you think of those.
Yes.
Positive reactions to the downstairs space. The 3 bedrooms on the first floor vary in size, but would all be workable doubles, sharing the use of a smart family bathroom.
This is the master bedroom, so the biggest of the rooms in this upstairs section of bedrooms.
That's lovely. It's really
Nice
cosy.
size, yes.
What would you use all the bedrooms for? It's just for
Well,
when people come
the
to stay.
2 children do come home.
So we'll let them
have
fight
him
over the room sizes.
we
I
will
don't
do.
really mind.
Yeah.
It's a really tiny, cramped room, so they have to move out.
A deterrent,
Move
yeah,
out,
that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
Let's go out the back, because we can talk about the views and the kind of shared access and stuff, and the price.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
To the rear of the property is a shared driveway leading to a large parking area and the garage. The real highlight of the outside space is undoubtedly the views across the surrounding fields.
So this is the joy, but also this is the setback. So you've got all these lovely views, but this is really the full extent of your backyard. But you could, you could put some decking down, you could plant it out.
There are some options there, though.
There are some options there. There are.
Now, what do you think all this is on the market for?
I'd probably go for about 440.
Tim?
I would have said slightly higher. I think around about the 450.
Okay, so this is on the market for, brace yourself, £385,000.
Oh my goodness gravy.
Oh, that's a real surprise.
Big surprise.
Have a look around and then I'll meet you at the front and then we can go on to the next house.
Brilliant. Thank you, Alistair.
In your head.
This detached modern home delivers almost everything on Jackie and Tim's wish list for nearly £100,000 less than their budget. It has the 4 bedrooms they asked for, one of which would make an excellent man cave for Tim, and Jackie would get her large kitchen as well as a separate dining room. It's near to their family in Melton Mowbray and in a lovely village setting, plus it's already got chickens.
Oh, I think this has got potential for the man cave.
Oh, I thought you'd say that. But it has. It's nice and big. You can easily put your snooker table up here and your dartboard.
And it would look like it's a bit out the way from the main house.
Yeah,
So
and we could just
no,
shut the door and leave you in here.
no reason why it can't be a man cave.
Definitely.
I think the house gives off a lovely vibe. It seems to be a very happy place. Looking at the decor is beautifully done. There would be very little to do here.
The downside is that we are quite keen gardeners and the garden space is a bit limited, and the 2 bedrooms upstairs are quite small for our needs.
I think to get a quality house like this for the price that it is actually on for is extremely positive and bodes well for the rest of our tour.
Hello, guys.
Hello there.
All done?
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Now let's head off to the next house.
Definitely.
As Tim and Jackie plan on doing lots of entertaining when they move to Leicestershire, they'll be on the lookout for some local fare to serve their guests. So we're sending them to an award-winning family butcher just outside Melton Mowbray and one of a small number of producers of the famous Melton Mowbray pork pie. Established in 1905, the business is now run by the founder's grandson, Scott Bailey.
Welcome to the Baileys in Broughton.
Thank you very much. How long have you worked here?
I've worked here since I left school, so good 20 years, unfortunately. So.
And why would Melton Mowbray be a famous place to make pork pies?
Well, traditionally it was like quite an agricultural area. So for a start, cheese was at the forefront of the food. Whey then, the waste product came in, so they fed the pigs. So pigs therefore led to there was plenty of pork. Led to pork pies being made, which the workers took onto the land. The lady's just making them, so if you want to come and have a look, I'll introduce you and you can have a go.
That'd be lovely, thank you.
Follow me.
Thank you.
Originating from the late 1700s, pork pies were traditionally baked in a clay pot, covered with a rough pastry, before evolving into what resembled a parcel of pastry with a pork filling. A popular lunch for agricultural workers, grooms and hunt servants, this allowed them to be carried without getting damaged. The pastry case would be discarded before eating, unlike today. Pie maker Chris Catling is showing Tim and Jackie how they're made.
Right, so the start of the procedure from my end anyway is the pastry. Would you like to have a go at that? Yes. Soften it up.
Good
There's a little bit of flour.
Yeah. So how many pounds of this do you make a day?
We work twice a week, so we're looking at about 12 to 13 stone.
Good Lord.
I think you might be at the consistency where you could put it through the roller now. You'd like to get it to about this thickness.
To about this thickness, right.
Chris has worked at the bakery for 8 years and is one of 4 in the pie-making team. Coming in 5 different sizes up to 5 pounds in weight, today they're making the 1 pound pie. They sell several hundred a week, making it their most popular.
Do you always use the same recipe or do you ever tinker?
No, traditional recipe, coarsely minced pork and just seasoning.
Right.
Right then, Tim, I think it's time you did some work then.
OK, Chris.
For you.
Right, we've got the pies raised. Jackie's made the lids.
Yes.
Now we've got to fill them.
Each pie is filled with 265 grams of pork, rolled into a ball and pressed down into the case.
This is one tray. How many of these would you
Probably
do?
about 12. A lot of pies.
I'd be here a long time.
You will, yes.
The pie lids are moistened with water to help them stick and then laid on top.
So shall we have a go at hand crimping these? We normally put them on the machine, but just for you today, you can have a go at hand
Thank you,
crimping.
Chris. So is there something special about how you would crimp a Melton Mowbray pie? Is there a tradition to them?
Well, I think most of them are hand crimped to look like that. And the idea of the traditional Melton Mowbray pie is when they're baked, they are baked and they have the bow-shaped sides.
Yes.
We put ours in with a hoop to retain the shape to start with, and then after about half an hour, the rings are taken off. And when the pies come out, they've got their little bow sides. 2 fingers, a finger and a thumb. I mean, you know how to do this,
Yeah,
won't you,
I've done
Jackie?
it at home.
Would you like to have a go at that, Tim?
I can see a new career for you, Tim.
Definitely a one-off there, Tim.
I know.
As well as its distinctive bow-shaped sides, the Melton Mowbray pie can be recognised by its fresh pork filling that turns a greyer colour when cooked, compared to the pinker, cured pork of other mass-produced pies. They're cooked for an hour and a half and then left to cool, after which a bone stock jelly is injected through holes in the lid. This will hold the pie together and also ensures that the meat stays fresh.
Just for your benefit today, we're going to let you try a hot one.
That's good. Never tried a hot pie before.
Never tried a hot pie.
Nice texture of the meat.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Right, cheers.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
You've converted me.
Oh, they're so good. Oh, Chris, thank you so much for your time this morning. These are absolutely gorgeous.
Enjoy your pie.
We will do.
I'm glad Tim and Jackie have had a chance to refuel, because they'll be needing energy as we return to our house search. Our next stop is in the village of Scolford, less than 5 miles from house number 1. Scolford's quiet roads are surrounded by picturesque open countryside, making it a popular stop-off for walkers and cyclists. For locals, there are a range of events hosted by the pub and the modern village hall.
So Scolford's a nice village. It's really nice with a great pub.
It's a good start.
And it's also got the Jubilee Way, which is a great footpath that goes from Melton Mowbray all the way to Beaver Castle.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Good for the dogs.
For the dog.
Good.
The parish church of St Eglwyn is believed to be the only one in England named after the saint. It sits on a hill in the centre of the village. Just next door, our property occupies an attractive corner plot.
House number 2. It's a goodie.
Oh, it looks absolutely handsome.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
Bit more of a
Lovely
garden.
Lovely garden, lovely
Yes.
shrubs, fantastic. So far, it looks beautiful. I feel I should have a crinoline on and sort of walk with my Victorian parasol.
Yeah. Well, it's actually
I don't know
Edwardian.
what half of that means, but I'll do the same.
No, you probably don't want to.
No.
Shall we go in?
Let's go in.
Let's.
Built in 1905, this beautiful 3-floor Edwardian home occupies over 2,000 square feet. We're entering through the back door of the property.
Come in. You've got a boot room there, and then through into the kitchen.
Nice square kitchen.
Wow.
It's got
Yeah.
character.
Has got
You're a bit quiet, Jackie. Are you in deep in thought?
I'm deep in thought. Probably I might just change the kitchen slightly. It's not my personal sort of taste, but I like the squareness of it. It's certainly got an awful lot of potential. But
It's a fairly square standard layout, but you'll see that the living space goes from the front to the back of the house.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
yeah.
At the back of the house is a useful utility space with a WC. Off the main hall at the front, there's a small study, a sitting room which could be used for formal dining, as well as a large dual-aspect living room.
This is their main living space.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you can see it would have been 2 rooms. It's been knocked through.
Yes.
And they have a dining table here because they entertain here. Open the doors.
Yes.
Inside out, no conservatory.
No conservatory.
We knocked it down especially for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Good job.
Size of the room is impressive as well.
It is impressive. They've got quite a bit of furniture in here. So
Yes.
It doesn't feel cluttered at all.
And there's lots of space upstairs as well because there's 5 bedrooms in this property. Let's go and explore those.
Yes, definitely.
The bedrooms occupy the top 2 floors, with 2 up in the eaves, giving Tim options for his all-important man cave. 3 equal-sized bedrooms lie on the first floor, off a central hall, all served by a family bathroom and an additional shower room.
This is the one they're using as their master bedroom. You see, you've got beautiful views over the sort of undulating hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice square rooms, nice and big.
What are your thoughts upstairs?
The decor in this one is not to our taste, but the prints of the layout, the extra headroom being the age of the property and things,
windows.
and the options again are really, really impressive.
Let's step back into the garden. I want to talk about a few added extras and, of course, the price.
Definitely.
I think the outside space is a real selling point of this property. There's a large lawned back garden, a charming smaller area to the front with well-maintained beds, and the added extras are 2 separate areas for the chickens and veggies. There's also a garage with a carport.
We love the garden. Really, love
Really,
the
really
garden.
impressive. And lovely
Lots of-
options on the
yeah.
sun position as well.
Yeah, there's always a spot where you can get some sun.
Yes.
It's a delight for people who are coming to stay and entertaining.
Yes.
A great space to have a
Definitely.
party.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think the cost of this property is?
I think this one is going to be more around 460.
I'm going to go a bit lower. I'm going to say 450.
Right. OK, so this property is on the market for 500,000.
Right.
So it's a bit above your budget. But we've spoken to the vendors and they are open to offers around the top of your budget. Have a look around inside.
Yes, we will
and
do.
I'll probably be sunning myself.
Lovely. OK.
you. See you
Thank
later.
you.
Enjoy yourself.
This large, detached Edwardian house has 5 bedrooms, giving plenty of space for when the kids come home, as well as options for Tim's man cave. The downstairs offers great entertaining space with the possibility of a separate dining room. And there's a large garden with chickens. All this in a lovely village location.
I do like the chicken area.
Yeah, certainly enough space. It's,
This would make an ideal vegetable plot too, wouldn't it?
yeah, greenhouse.
Yeah.
It just seems to go on and on. And,
I know, it's been segmented very, very well. I do like that.
I like the house from the outside. It's got real character. It really, really does look nice.
Theoretically, we could see ourselves living here. Again, we'd have to do the maths and see how much a kitchen and doing some of the cosmetic work that we'd want to do. Just a little bit of spec to make it personal for us.
This property, I'm not quite feeling that people say when you know something is absolutely right, but there are some very good aspects to it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
Had a good look around?
Yes,
Had a very good look around, thank you.
Right, let's go and find somewhere to rest and chew over today's property, and then we can think afresh tomorrow.
Absolutely.
a great idea.
Thank you.
It's day 2 of our search with Tim and Jackie, who, with a budget of £480,000, want to swap their Surrey home of 19 years for a quieter life in the Leicestershire countryside. Still to come, Jackie makes plans in our mystery home.
Do you think your stuff would fit in here?
Yeah, it would tone the place down a bit, but
No, we have new, dear.
I was afraid of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find out what the future holds for this spectacular 19th century castle.
It's great to see it, after all those plans, to see it kind of like come alive.
It's amazing.
Tim and Jackie's property hunt in Leicestershire is proving, well, a bit surprising, because I thought they would love the second house yesterday and be a bit indifferent about the first, but actually turned out to be the other way around. They really, really loved the interiors of the first house and were a bit about the second one. So the mystery house is a bit of a shot in the dark, partly because it's not in the area they originally stipulated, and also it doesn't have a huge garden. But one thing I have learnt about Tim and Jackie is they are party animals. They love to socialise, they love to throw a party, and this house is a great social space, and it's in a very sociable village.
For our mystery house, we're heading to South Leicestershire. Our destination is the village of Husbands Bosworth. A large village 6 miles west of Market Harborough and surrounded by open countryside, Husbands Bosworth has a thriving community of around 1,000. They're well served by a number of shops, a post office, school, a 13th century church and of course a pub. There's also a tennis club which should be of interest to Tim. Known for its countless footpaths and bridleways, there's lots of opportunity for dog walking too. The property we're seeing is in a quiet road just off the high street.
Oh, I've been biting my nails about this because this is quite a mystery house. You know, we throw you a curveball.
Yes.
It's very unusual.
It looks very unusual.
It's converted stables
Yes.
to this building, which is the oldest building in the village. One of the oldest buildings. It's a farmhouse, and this was the stable block. The compromise is that obviously the house is, you know, slightly hemmed in with these other properties, but we're hoping that the interiors are going to wow you. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
Tim and Jackie did say they were open to seeing all kinds of property, which is always helpful on a search. This one's a bit of a risk. Going by their positive response to the modern interior of the first house, it might pay off. The 19th century stables have been imaginatively converted into a modern upside-down house with 3 ensuite bedrooms, all located on the ground floor. This means the kitchen and living areas are on the first floor, accessed by a beautiful double-height entrance hall.
So we thought, oh, this is going to be a kitchen that Jackie...
Oh my God, I'm seduced.
It's
I really
beautiful,
am.
huh?
It's gorgeous.
It's absolutely beautifully
I know
decorated.
that I know the kids would like this as well. They're very trendy, our two children, and they just would absolutely love it.
Is there a separate dining room, or is this the main?
There isn't a separate dining room at the moment.
Right. Okay.
Mind you, that's still sort of closed off a wee bit from the main kitchen.
Let's have a look at the living space here, which is back over this lovely hallway. I think the luxury continues through
my
into this
goodness.
space.
Doesn't it just?
Beautiful.
And again, beautifully finished, lovely wooden floors, fantastic solid fuel burner. But stripping out all the furniture, do you think your stuff would fit in here?
Yeah, it would tone the place down a bit, but yeah, it would fit in here. Yes.
No, we have new, dear.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's continue the tour. It's a bit topsy-turvy, the house.
Yes.
Yes.
Follow closely.
It does take a while to get your head around the layout of this property, though it's deceptively spacious. There are little surprises at every turn.
This one's for you, Jackie.
Oh, my bifold doors.
Oh, it's the bifold
Goodness.
doors.
I'm going to adopt you, Alistair. I really am.
You
I
see?
love a bifold. Oh, golly gosh. This is lovely to have breakfast in, isn't it, out from that kitchen area?
Very pleasant.
So there's a spiral staircase that goes down into what's an office, it could be a bedroom, but the main bedrooms are back where we came in on the ground floor. So let's take a look at those.
Heading downstairs, the bedrooms are all good-sized doubles, with plenty of built-in storage and their own bath or shower room.
This is your ensuite back there and your sort of dressing area, and then this is the main bedroom.
Oh, this is a good size. It's lovely.
How do you feel about the upside-down living, having your bedrooms downstairs?
I don't mind it. We've
don't mind?
His cousin in America's got it, and I've got Danish friends, and they have it. So it's not an alien concept to
And
us
we've lived
at
in a
all.
bungalow for 19
Yeah,
years.
so that's
and
totally
yeah.
weird downstairs bedroom living.
It's all going very well so far.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
very.
just absolutely buoyant.
OK, now we're going to go outside.
Okay.
The outside of this property is a slightly more complicated situation, and I have to say, I'm feeling somewhat nervous.
Deep breath. I know the garden is not very big. So before you kind of start crying,
Too late.
it's a lovely sun trap, but this red brick building here is also yours. Now, this is a huge kind of another bit of farm housing, and this has plans for development. One of the things you could do with it is you could knock half of it down and increase your garden size. On the other side, you've got an enormous double garage, which you could also develop or knock down.
Yes.
If that all feels like too much work, which frankly it is a lot of work,
Yes.
there's also an allotment going spare in the village.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the space?
I think we would like an area of green, so I think we'd have to really have a little look at, measure that area and have a real sort of think about putting some turf down.
It just demonstrates you just can't have everything. It's the most stunning house.
What about the price?
I think it's going to be top whack. I do. I'm going to go for 470.
I'll go for 475.
Good. You are getting much better at this. Because sadly, this is right at the top of your budget. 480 is on the market.
Right.
It's been on the market for a while, and I think the owners will probably be open to a bit of negotiation.
Yes.
Stroll down the garden path.
Yes.
I will catch you later on.
Lovely, thank you.
See you later.
We will do.
Thank goodness. That was so nerve-wracking. I thought it was going to be a disaster. It's a lovely property. Why was I afraid?
These fantastic converted stables offer Tim and Jackie 3 bedrooms with an option to create another, and a modern layout providing excellent entertaining space. The open-plan kitchen has a dedicated dining area, making up for the lack of a separate room. The garden could be extended into the workshop or garage space with some careful planning, and it's set right in the heart of a lovely village.
It's a big space.
Wow, that gives us
I
a lot of options. I mean, you could,
I think I'd turn it back into a garden.
what, all of it, or just some
Just
of it?
this section, and against that wall, then I'd have some nice climbers. I think the Mystery House is absolutely stunning. I think it's confirmed now that we are leaning towards more of a contemporary design in our house search.
I have some reservations about the outside and the actual siting of the property, and it's easy to kind of overlook that simply because the inside is just so stunningly done.
This is a lovely sunspot. This could be a nice garden, actually, if they knocked down that garage. Hello.
Hello.
So I was just topping up my tan while you finished your tour.
You found a very nice sunspot here too.
Indeed. So let's find a spot for you to gather your thoughts and see what you think about the houses.
Yep, thank you. Good idea.
In the north of the county, the beautiful Vale of Beaver is overlooked by the magnificent Regency-era Beaver Castle. Set in 16,000 acres and featuring some 300 rooms, the castle has been the ancestral home of the Dukes of Rutland for almost 1,000 years. The land was originally a gift from William the Conqueror to Robert de Toddeney, the baron that bore William's standard during the Battle of Hastings in 1066. The castle we see here today was completed in 1832 and is the fourth iteration to stand on the site. I've come to meet the current Duchess of Rutland to take a look around and find out more about a rather exciting recent discovery on the estate.
Good morning, Emma.
Hi.
This is possibly the grandest place I've met someone in quite some time.
Really? Well, this is called the Elizabeth Saloon, and it's named after my mentor over here. Elizabeth was the instigator of this castle and arrived here from Castle Howard and thought the Charles II building was very dull. And so on her honeymoon, at 18 years of age, she instructed James Wyatt, with her husband's agreement, obviously, to come and build this castle.
Oh, so she instigated this iteration of the...
Yeah. And it took 25 years to build, and during the building of it in 1816, there was an enormous fire. So half of it was destroyed. And so Elizabeth, sadly, never got to see this room.
Oh, no. And in some ways, there's a parallel with Elizabeth, because when you came, the estate was sort of, you know, a little struggling, and you've sort of, by all accounts, pulled it up by its bootstraps.
Yeah, you know, I just feel... I think when you're involved with heritage, you feel a great, great responsibility to just improve it and then hand it over. And we've had this extraordinary finding, which I'd love to show you in our library, of the Capability Brown plans.
Wonderful. Can I have a peek?
Yeah, definitely. Come with me.
In 1780, landscape architect Lancelot Capability Brown drew up plans for Beaver Castle's grounds for the fourth Duke of Rutland, but they were only ever partially implemented. Having rediscovered Brown's plans in the castle archives, the Duchess has been inspired to complete much of the unfinished work.
How did you come across such an enormous plan?
One day, 8 years ago, our archivist came into my office and said, Your Grace, I don't think you realise what you've got here. We've got this extraordinary plan drawn by Mr. Brown for the Beaver landscape.
So tell me a bit about the history. So who was the Duke at the time, and he commissioned Brown to do this?
Yes, the fourth Duke, who was Elizabeth's father-in-law, he was a great art collector, the fourth Duke, and he showed him a picture that he'd bought by Claude Lorraine, and he said, I want my landscape to look like that. Amazing. Brown had died by the time this landscape was put out, but we know that Spires, who was the engineer, he was laying it out exactly to Brown's specification.
What are the major changes that he was suggesting? What was the kind of...
I think most probably you see the boundary of this whole landscape being lined in trees. And then he expanded the stream that ran through the bottom so it looks like a river. And there's another wood that was never put in by anyone. So I put a 9-acre wood in last year to celebrate the tercentenary.
Known as England's master of garden design, Brown's nickname arose from his tendency to describe landscapes as having capabilities. Rejecting the formal geometric French style of gardening, his designs focused on echoing the natural undulations of the English landscape. Since the plans came to light, the Duchess has been working hard at Beaver to bring much of his vision for its landscape to fruition.
It's great to see it, after all those plans, to see it kind of like, woof, come alive.
It's amazing. And if you can see the lake from here, you can see exactly what he did. So it looks as if it is a river running down through the valley. And the last memorial lake that I've just put in at the far end is making it meander to the eye around the corner.
But it's not actually the river.
They're all separate lakes.
It's all smoke and mirrors. So it's a sort of work in progress. You still have ideas, still being inspired by those awesome plans.
All the time.
It's so inspiring, and it's really lovely to have your eyes, because you've kind of brought it to life for me. So thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
When Beaver Castle first opened to the public after the Second World War, the Duchess's father-in-law opened the doors to a queue of an incredible 7,000 people. Over the years, visitor interest declined, but with the Duchess's restoration project underway, this year marks a new beginning for Beaver. Hopefully, future generations will be able to share in its history and Brown's legacy for years to come.
That was a hair-raising mystery house for me, because I had no idea whether they were going to totally hate it or totally love it. I think it was probably more towards the love end of the spectrum, but I still don't really know whether they were sold on it. So let's go and find out what they think. Look at all this, very nice. Leicestershire spoils us.
It certainly does.
Well, what's the sort of lasting impact of the week for you?
The week has been a fantastic experience. It's really been sort of food for thought for us.
It's focused us and confirmed to us that this is most definitely the right area we want to move to. And whilst we felt before that we would be open to almost any type of house, most definitely that has changed, and we both like contemporary interior design.
What about the mystery house? Did that leave you with any thoughts?
Fantastic.
Absolutely loved the mystery house, but we've been sort of thinking it and mulling it over, and we have got a 10-and-a-half-year-old Labrador, and because the house is upside down living, we don't know whether that would suit her needs, but beautiful house, just something we never, ever in 100 years would have thought to look at. We just loved it. Pinched loads of ideas, but we've loved it.
And for me, that's the nicest house I've ever seen inside.
So what happens next with your buyers presumably breathing down your neck to move in? What are you going to do?
Just to have another sort of continue our search and see what comes up. But the mystery house was just amazing, but I'm not sure whether we can sort of count that in.
Having said that, who's to say if we don't find anything better than what we've seen with the 3 houses you've shown us, the mystery house may still come back as a contender.
Go forth, hunt and find.
We'll go forth, we'll hunt and we'll find, and we'll let you know.
Do.
We will do.
This is how it should have gone. Jackie and Tim sold their home, came on the show, we found them their dream home in Leicestershire, the end. However, you and I know that property buying is a little more complicated than that. And although we didn't get them their dream home and the dream garden in one property, they did love the mystery house. And I think it's crystallised their search quite considerably. So fingers crossed they will find something in this lovely county. And I hope that you join us next time for more Escape to the Country.
This busy port behind me has been an important commercial centre for hundreds of years and inspired one man to come up with an invention that would change the future forever. Find out who he was and where I am in just a moment. Today's house hunters are taking the plunge to start a new life after living in the same property for 25 years.
I like history.
Good, there's plenty
He likes
here.
old relics. That's why he's married to me.
No! And the past could set them on the path to the future.
Oh, wow.
I love an open fire. I can sit and watch one for hours.
This is Teignmouth Harbour in Devon, once home to renowned mathematical genius Charles Babbage, inventor of the computer. Now, growing up here in the early 19th century, Babbage became fascinated with the perilous passage of ships coming in and out of this harbour, and so set about designing a machine to aid safer navigation. This pioneering device was named the difference engine and is regarded today as the very first programmable computer, earning Babbage the title of the forefather of modern computing. The southwest county of Devon, with its dramatic coastline and breathtaking open countryside, has been a #1 tourist attraction in the UK for nearly 140 years. As the railways expanded in the 19th century, sleepy, untouched towns were transformed into the popular seaside resorts we all know and love today. Battered by the Celtic Sea to the north and the English Channel to the south, Devon is home to some of the greats. Both Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh were born in the county, and Agatha Christie put pen to paper here, creating some of her most perplexing murder mysteries. Journey inland, and the gentle rolling countryside gives way to beautiful, iconic English villages. For over 600 years, the thatch has been a permanent fixture on the Devon landscape. This centuries-old ancient craft gives rise to a world record-breaking 4,000 thatch buildings that are scattered across the county. So if you need space to spread your wings, coupled with stunning get-away-from-it-all villages, this is most definitely the place for you. The beauty of Devon's countryside and its 300 miles of coastline is reflected in its property prices. The average cost of a detached home here is around £312,000. Now that's about £12,000 above the national figure. In fact, the county is not only a firm favourite with home buyers, but with holiday makers too, with around 8 million tourists visiting each and every year. And with today's buyers keen to start up a new business venture, they're hoping to capitalise on Devon's enduring popularity. Retail assistant Paul and his former casino manager wife Sue live just outside Croydon near London. They've been married for over 25 years.
I would describe Sue as very gregarious, doesn't have to drink, but if she is with people that are drinking, they think that she's drunk anyway.
Paul has got a great sense of humour, very caring, and always thinks of others before himself. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Paul and Sue have lived in their current home since 1990, but they both feel the area has changed a great deal throughout the last 2 decades.
Thornton Heath is just so built up, every little space. They're building flats, houses, schools, doctors, everything. It's just, there's no rural part to it anymore. We've decided to move to East Devon because we've got family and friends that way. You've got good road links, but you're still in the middle of the countryside, so you're away from hundreds of people and the hubbub of everyday life.
We've been considering this move for 5-6 years, and Sue got made redundant from her job, and there's no better time than now to grab the bull by the horns and go for it.
Paul and Sue have 2 grown-up sons who've now left home, but our couple are not going to be sitting on their laurels. When they relocate, they're planning on moving into the hospitality business to earn some extra cash.
I love cooking. I like cooking for other people, so I'm quite happy to introduce that into whatever we might do in the country, whether it be bed and breakfast or even if we have holiday lets, providing evening meals, just whatever people like.
And Paul is hoping that a move to the country will allow him more space to take his stained glass hobby out of the makeshift workspace in the living room and into a dedicated workshop instead.
I started off with a little mirror, which is in the shape of an apple with leaves, and I have a poppy lampshade.
It's a Tiffany lamp, really.
Tiffany lamp. It's 22 inches in diameter. 472 pieces of glass.
All they need to do now is find the right house to give them that country lifestyle, blended with those all-important business opportunities.
On my journey to my new house from here, I will be very excited and elated because I'm about to start my new life, our new life.
And where we move to, we don't want to move again. It will be our final home.
Yeah.
We're targeting our search within a 30-minute drive of the town of Culmstock, where the couple already have family. I'm catching up with our two buyers to find out a little bit more about the details of their upcoming move. Sue and Paul, welcome to Devon.
Thank you.
But tell me, what is it about Devon? Why, out of all the counties you could have chosen, you want to move here?
So we've got family in Devon, and I've got friends in Devon and friends just up the M5, and our son's at uni in Bristol.
Oh.
So that's just down the road as well.
Yeah. This is going to represent a very different life, different way of life for the two of you. So what is
Hopefully.
it that you're after?
Well, we're after, obviously, a country house with character, farmhouse kitchen. Paul would like a workshop because he's got lots of hobbies. Inglenook fireplace, but we want, mainly at the moment, we want a property that's got income potential. So our maximum budget is $750,000, but that is with an income.
And how many bedrooms do you want? Because obviously that's going to slightly change depending on what type of business that you want to get into. So ideally, how many?
Well, ideally at least three or four, so that when the boys come home, because we've got two sons, when the boys come home, they've always got somewhere to stay.
And what about land, Paul? Do you want any land with this property?
It would be nice to have land. Land to progress in a business.
Our first choice is holiday lets, but depending on our budget, we don't actually know whether that will go far enough to be able to get an income just from that.
Well, we know that Devon is one of the most popular places in the whole of the UK for tourists. There's so many visitors coming to this part of the world, so holiday lets could be a good place to start. But again, it's juggling, isn't it, the property with the budget as well. And is there anything that's definitely off the list?
We don't want to live above a business or something like that, and we don't really want people encroaching onto our home space.
Well, we do have some splendid properties to show you. We know we've got a budget of £750,000, so shall we get started?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Come on, then.
Thank you.
With a budget of £750,000, Paul and Sue are looking to escape a congested London suburb and have some space to breathe. But they do have some important needs for their new home. They want a character property with business opportunities, a good-sized farmhouse kitchen, a minimum of 3 bedrooms for family and friends to visit, and a workshop for Paul's hobbies. We found some fantastic properties to tempt them with, and at each house, I'll be asking them to guess the price before I reveal it. One of those in the selection will be our mystery house, which could put a whole new slant on their search. What are your plans when you make this move down here?
Well, it depends on the type of property that we have, but obviously we want one where we've got the chance of earning an income. So until we know exactly what it is we're going to do, it's still very up in the air. So we're very open to any suggestions and any new ideas, because new ideas crop up all the time. You're not sure what's out there until you start investigating and go to different areas.
So true. Well, hopefully we can help you with a bit of that.
Be wonderful.
Our first house is located near to the village of Aylesbury, just 2 miles from an area of outstanding natural beauty. Along with a local pub and diner, the area is perhaps most famous for its wine and cider. This local estate has been pressing the apple and grape for over 20 years, producing a variety of tipples to suit pretty much any palate. 2 miles from their vineyards and orchards, we find our first property. Through the very pretty garden gate, you tell me what you see.
It's a house.
It's a Devon longhouse, actually.
It is really nice. Actually, we have seen this one online, but when you look at it for real, it's totally different.
So a very old property with lots of character.
Yeah, definitely.
Shall we see what you make of the inside?
Definitely.
Let's start our first tour. This beautiful Grade 2 listed Devon longhouse has parts that date all the way back to the 14th century. We're heading around the back of the property and entering the kitchen diner. Flanked by no less than 4 separate reception rooms, this house is remarkably spacious for a cottage. A few steps leads us into this room.
It's nice. I love the beams.
Yeah.
No, it's good with the light from both sides. Brighter and lighter than I thought.
I didn't expect a kitchen to be this size in this type of property.
No. Yeah. But we wanted something where you could have a table and eat and be at the centre of family life and entertaining.
How are we feeling about range cooking?
I've never used one, but I'm willing to learn.
Nice.
Friends of mine have got them, so I can ask tips.
Yeah. Also provides your hot water, and that's staying with the property.
Lovely.
Well, I'm thinking you'll probably want to see a little bit more, yes?
Definitely.
OK. The ground floor also includes a utility and shower room, a snug for those chilly winter evenings, and on the other side of the welcoming hallway, we find a bright day room and 2 main reception rooms. As you walk through this house, you do get the feeling of it being a long house.
Fireplace.
Oh, wow.
I love an open fire. I can sit and watch one for hours.
Is that big enough for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a lovely sized room as well.
And again, it's brighter than I thought it would be, even though you've got the dark wood. It's very warm and homely.
Well, the downstairs seems to have got the tick of approval.
It has.
Shall we see what you make of the bedrooms upstairs?
Yep.
Yep. Off to you.
As we head out into the hallway, a latch door takes us to the staircase to the first floor. Up here, tucked under the slope of the thatched roof, are 4 good-sized double bedrooms for when family and friends visit. Adjacent, there's a pretty family bathroom. There's also a handy second cloakroom, and lastly, we come to the master bedroom.
It's a good size.
It's a very good size.
So how would you both feel potentially living in a 15th century home?
I like history.
Good. There's plenty
He likes
here.
old relics. That's why he's married to me.
No, never, never. You do both seem very at home here. So you've got these 4 bedrooms upstairs. You've got an additional room downstairs that you could use as a bedroom with facilities next door to that. There's a shower room. They wouldn't infringe on the rest of your house at all.
Excellent.
Yeah, that would work. That would
Could
work
work,
for us.
couldn't it?
So
Yeah.
I planted that seed. But there's a pun in there because there's something else I want to offer you outside. A suggestion. A business suggestion. Let's head
excellent. That's what we like to hear.
out. See what you think. With positive reactions about the inside of the house, we're now heading outside. With a large lawn, a tennis court, and a detached thatch building that could make an ideal workshop, this property seems to have it all. And with Paul and Sue's desire to earn some extra cash, I'm hoping the 3.5 acres of garden and paddock stocked with fruit bushes could be a winner. This is what I want to tempt you with. We've touched on the possibility of B&B inside the property, but this at the moment is a blueberry field. Only 5 years old, so the bushes aren't very high. They're making about £5,000 a year, but they're doing it on an amateur basis for a bit of love, really. But they supply all the farm shops in the area. However, once those blueberry bushes start getting a bit higher, you're going to get a lot more blueberries off them.
Yeah.
And you've got 2.5 acres, of which they haven't utilised the whole amount. You've got another acre at the back, so you could plant up some more. So we know with this you've got potential for a B&B, should you want to run it. But you've also got your own business here. Tons of potential, but we've got to put a price on all of this. So who wants to go first?
Well, I'll let Paul go first, because I think I remember from looking at it on the internet.
Oh, you're honest. You're very honest, Paul.
Yeah, I'd go for 725.
725. OK. How good's your memory?
Not very good, but I think it might have been 750 at the top of our budget. So it would depend what income. We'd have to do our sums.
Yeah, well, you'd be right. It's on the market for £750,000. Have another look around, wander back in, and I'll catch up with you later. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This Grade 2 listed thatched home comes in right on budget. With a large farmhouse kitchen diner, 4 bedrooms and a separate workshop, the property goes a long way to offering Paul and Sue that country living lifestyle they're longing for. And it also gives them the opportunity for some extra cash with those blueberry bushes and B&B opportunities.
So what do you think? Do you fancy picking blueberries?
Yes. It's been well laid out.
Yeah.
And there's more land here to actually expand it if we so desired.
It's definitely alternative living, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Have to obviously do the sums, as I keep saying. Sorry to bang on about it.
The house is absolutely stunning. I did not expect there to be so much land with this house, so I'm very impressed with that.
The property itself is much more light and spacious than I expected. Love the kitchen. Also, the blueberries. Sounds like a really good idea for a business.
The idea of being a farmer with crops, yeah, I like the idea of that. I have got quite green fingers.
Well, that was a cracking start to our house hunt here in Devon, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
You don't get properties like this every day. No. But of course we find them for you, and hopefully I've got a few more up my sleeve. Shall we hit the road?
Yeah, let's.
Come on then.
Thank you very much.
A big part of Paul and Sue's move is exploring business opportunities in the area. So we've sent our couple to Nightstone Farm to meet Dave and Vicky Lawrence. Dairy farming has been in their family for generations, and today their 250 cows supply milk to most of the major supermarkets. But is there other business, the world of glamorous camping or glamping, that may be of interest to our buyers?
Vicky, was it your idea to start up the glamping business as an aside to the dairy farm?
Yeah, back in 2010 is when we got married, and then we decided to go on our honeymoon in Kenya, as we both have a love for wildlife and nature. We went to the Masai Mara and different other reserves throughout the country. We stayed in huts and different types of accommodation, and one of which was a safari tent. And we loved staying in it, feeling the closeness of being outside but still within a unit. It just seemed perfect.
Glamping first appeared in the UK in 2005 and has rapidly grown in popularity. The returns can be high, with each accommodation here costing up to £140 a night. But the introductory setup costs are not cheap. A brand new shepherd's hut, similar to the one on this farm, starts at around £15,000. Dave and Vicky are taking our buyers to their exclusive glamping area.
Here we have our shepherd's hut and our safari tent.
Just wondering what the initial costs are and when you expect to get a return for your money.
Yeah, with the initial outlay, obviously, we've had the planning fees, and we've had to buy the 2 units. Then we've obviously had to put in the drainage and bring the water as such. We've had to build the car park and fence the site, and we're expecting to, with the way the bookings have gone, to clear our initial outlay in 3 to 4 years.
Excellent.
And what advice can you give us for if we were to set up a business?
It's all about site and location. We're very lucky as to where we're based with all the amenities we have around us. We have Ottery St Mary, which is within a walking distance, although you still get the feel of being out in the countryside. We have the lake that people could go and walk around. It seems to be attracting the people, so yeah, we're quite pleased with that.
But glampers here are offered more than just stunning views. They're encouraged to experience farming firsthand by looking after Dave and Vicky's chickens, with free fresh eggs thrown in for good measure.
We're thinking of just having chickens because we like fresh eggs ourselves. How do you actually care for them? Do they take a lot of work, or?
No, not too much. It's very important that you keep their water topped up at all times because there's a high water content in an egg. Feed, they're on layers, pellet and also crushed corn, so they get all their general goodness from that. They also like to forage in grass and various different things, so would you like to try holding her?
I'll try.
Okay. There we go. If you make sure you wrap your arms around her wings just to give her some protection, and then hold her feet up so that she feels like she's on her perch, and then she should be happy. There we go, darling.
There we go, that wasn't too bad, was it?
Handling chickens seems to come pretty naturally to Sue, and if our couple were keen to keep their own flock, they could expect a bountiful supply of fresh eggs for their own glampers. But first, we need to find our buyers the right house. Our second property is located near Silverton, around 30 miles southwest of Carnstock. With roots stretching back to Saxon times, this community lays claim to being one of the oldest villages in Devon. At its heart is a 15th century church, and its narrow streets are home to a number of thatched homes. Silverton has more than its fair share of watering holes, boasting 3 pubs. There's also a post office and convenience store, so hopefully Paul and Sue can make use of the village's amenities, as our house is just 2 miles away.
Right, a little bit windy up here, but here is your next property.
Oh, wow.
Hidden there.
What, half of it?
Yeah. So you are semi-detached. Although it's difficult to see as you walk down. You don't realise you've actually got a neighbour. But this was a barn that was converted in the 1990s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Looks quite light and airy, but it looks modern and it's semi-detached. So it depends how private it is, yeah.
Let's see what you make of the inside, shall we?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Converted around 20 years ago, this spacious property comes with around 4 acres of land, and an elevated position gives it great views over the surrounding countryside. But all is not what it seems with this house. This upside-down property means the bedrooms are down on the ground floor. Up on the first floor lie the main living areas, which allow all the rooms to make the most of that amazing vista. We're entering the sitting room from the main staircase.
So, a reserved response outside. I think you were both being polite. I was getting all excited about the views and everything else. Let's see what you think.
Lovely.
Yeah, what do you think inside?
It is nice and spacious as a room. It's really nice.
You know, you don't feel like you're in a barn.
No.
Oh, no, not at all.
They've actually divided this floor up on the barn. We're in the sitting room at the moment, but you've actually got a separate dining room there.
Okay.
And through there, you've got a study with most magnificent views, to the point where the owners actually moved the desk away from the views because not a lot of work gets done. But let's go and look at the kitchen next, see what you think of that.
OK.
Although on just 2 floors, the kitchen is accessed via a few steps, taking us to a raised level.
Let's see if I can sway you with the kitchen.
Very bright.
It is very bright and airy. High ceilings. It is a lovely style, but I'm not sure whether it's us.
Too contemporary? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go and have a look at the bedrooms, which are below, because this is an upside-down house. Yeah. Really, again, designed in that way to make the most of the views.
Yeah. OK.
I'm hoping that the ground floor will impress Paul and Sue and get them back on side. Going back through the sitting room and down the stairs takes us to the ground floor. Down here there are 2 good-sized double bedrooms and a family bathroom. Across the hall there's a 3rd bedroom currently used as a 2nd sitting room. It comes complete with bifolding doors leading to a patio area. And then there's this, the sumptuous master bedroom with a stylish ensuite shower room.
So we're downstairs in the property now. Still more stairs, though.
Oh, wow,
Keep you fit.
this is a lovely room.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice having the doors going out into the garden.
Yeah.
It's too modern for my liking.
OK.
So, but that's not to say that it's not a wonderful place. It's just too modern.
Yeah, it's
for my
probably
liking.
just not our style.
Look at this face. I'm not going to give up, am I?
No.
Let's go outside. I'm going to give it one last shot. See what I've got to show you in case it does change your mind.
OK.
It's becoming increasingly clear that this property is not to Paul and Sue's taste. But I'm hoping the 4 acres of land attached to this house may give them food for thought.
So the final part of this house tour is the all-important income potential. And what this property has is all the land behind us. And then further down, there are a couple of sort of agricultural buildings. The one on the left is yours. It's a large barn that has been converted. Half of it is a stable block and the other half has sort of been left, so perfect for a workshop. Just a thought, the equestrian world. People that have horses often want to take them on holiday for them, but it's quite difficult to find somewhere to stable them and perhaps have them graze. So as you've already got a stable block which has been done, you could offer people the chance to come either camping or glamping, and if they wanted to bring their horses, offer them pasture and secure stabling. And they will do a lot of the work for you because it's their horses. That's the good thing. You won't be mucking anybody out. Well, finally, let's see how much we think this converted barn with the land is on the market for.
I would say about 580.
OK.
And I would go 620.
You're actually the closest this time.
OK.
But you're still quite a lot out, I'm afraid. The asking price is £695,000.
Wow.
Oh, you look shocked.
I am, yeah. I'm quite shocked. Because it's a semi-detached as well.
It might not be exactly what you want, but sometimes a second view and you can warm to ideas or perhaps come up with fresh ones. I'm talking now, aren't I? I'm going to send you off.
OK.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This was a hard one. I didn't gauge it right at all. I thought they were going to adore this property.
At £55,000 under budget, this modern barn conversion wasn't quite right for Paul and Sue, despite having a large, bright kitchen, 4 double bedrooms, as well as outbuildings and 4 acres of land for those all-important business opportunities.
It's a nice house, but it's just not my taste, and ideally we would like a detached house with a bit more privacy.
The house is lovely, the land is lovely, everything is very good about it. It's not my cup of tea.
Right, well, that's it for today. You've seen 2 of our houses. Shall we hit the road?
Yes, please.
OK, come on.
Thank you.
Husband and wife Paul and Sue from Thornton Heath near Croydon want to relocate to Devon with a budget of £750,000. They're hunting for a character property that offers the potential to earn some extra cash. So far, we've shown them 2 very different houses, neither of which have quite been on target. But the mystery house may challenge our buyers' expectations and really surprise them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is just too much to believe. It's just perfect.
And I'll be heading to the woods to help create some extraordinary sculptures all made from natural resources.
Looking magnificent. That is absolutely beautiful. It's always very satisfying when a house tour goes well, and what a brilliant start to yesterday. However, who couldn't fall in love with that 15th century thatch? But let's be honest, I completely misjudged it with our second offering, the contemporary barn. I thought that was a splendid home, but it did leave Paul and Sue completely cold. But not one to be deterred. Today, we have our mystery house. Now, let's remind ourselves, our couple are after the perfect property with income potential. And with this home, well, put it this way, they're going to have to learn to share to make it work. So what are your thoughts today on our mystery house? What's going through your minds?
I'm not sure what it could be. I think, because we've not touched on it, something that will need some work doing on it. It won't, I don't think it'll be modern because we had the modern touch yesterday.
It's still exciting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hopefully.
Yeah, because it's the unknown, isn't it?
The mystery house is in the village of Wimpole, around a 30-minute drive from Colmstock. With a listing in the Domesday Book, at the heart of this community is the 19th century square. At its centre is a rebuilt Norman church, and close by, a post office cum convenience store, 2 pubs and a mainline station with links to nearby Exeter and London. Our mystery house is just a stone's throw from the village centre.
You can't look up quite yet until I've got you in place, because I want to make sure that I get maximum impact when I say you can look up now and welcome
Oh, wow.
to your mystery
Oh,
house.
wow.
Wow.
That is gorgeous.
It is absolutely gobsmacking nice. Wow.
Really like that.
Hazard a guess why this might be our mystery house.
I don't know. Tell us.
It depends how much you want to share. Shall I just leave you with that?
I'm not very good at conundrums.
Well, you love the outside. I'm feeling pretty confident on the inside. Shall we?
Yeah,
Come on then, let's go.
The oldest part of this Grade 2 listed property dates back 400 years and is built from traditional cob and stone. Originally 2 farmers' cottages, over the centuries tasteful extensions have been added, bringing the house back up to date. It now offers a shade over 3,000 square feet of luxury living. We're starting in the main entrance hall.
Come on in. I like gasps. That's a good sign. So we have this very welcoming hallway.
Gorgeous.
Great reactions. I think I know what you're going to say next door.
Let's go to the kitchen.
Come on into your kitchen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing, yeah.
It is perfect, isn't it?
So a beautifully fitted kitchen, lots of space, and then, as you probably have spied, you've got a garden room stroke conservatory.
Wow.
It is just too much to believe. It's just perfect.
Yeah. Or can I just have a peek what's down there?
Of course you can. Go on, have a look. Stairs
Oh, wow,
leading
stairs.
to a utility room.
Okay.
Great storage space. If this kitchen wasn't big enough already. Hey, I don't need to sell it anymore. You love it. Let's keep going.
Just a short walk across the hallway takes us to the main sitting room.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wood burner.
Window seat.
Oh, tick.
Yeah.
That is
Lots
very,
of little
very
nooks
bright.
and crannies, even the window, yeah, beautiful.
Just adds character, doesn't it?
So we have this sitting room, but in the Victorian times they actually extended the cottage. So you've got, I'm going to call it an art room. It's got patio doors leading out, and in the mornings the sunlight floods in. The current owners use that to draw and do all their arts and their hobby. But then next door to that, it could be a separate dining room if you wanted something more formal. At the moment they use it as an office.
Right, excellent.
Happy with the downstairs?
Very.
Yes, very.
Oh, let's go upstairs now.
I'm so happy. Right, upstairs we go.
The stairs lead to a spacious landing. From here, there's access to 3 good-sized bedrooms, all bright and airy with original exposed beams. One has an ensuite, and there's also a family shower room. But what I'm keen to show them is a further bedroom with a well-appointed ensuite. I'm thinking this area could be an opportunity for Paul and Sue to earn some extra cash, as it has its own entrance with steps from the garden.
You could rent this out. They don't need to come into the rest of the house unless you wanted them to, and they can come and go as they please. You know, and there are 3 other bedrooms here. So if you wanted to share this house with other people and over a period of years make some serious money, you could easily rent out some of the other bedrooms. It really is down to you, but as a taster, to get you started, you've never done it before, this would be a good sort of step 1 into the business.
It certainly would be. Wow.
Beautiful.
They seem extremely impressed with the interior, but could this beautiful cottage garden be the icing on the cake? Next to the house is a thatched garage. There's also patio decking leading from the conservatory, lush lawns and well-established trees and shrubs.
So we've now got to look at the finances, haven't we, for our mystery property. Who's going to go first?
Ladies first.
Thanks. Well, I think it's probably over our budget. Maybe just a little bit. I'll go for 760.
Fair enough.
OK, and more out of hope, I'm going to go 750.
Are you? The asking price is offers in the region of £750,000.
Wow.
Wow. It's attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, please have another look around.
OK.
And give me a shout when you're ready.
All right, thank you.
Very much
See you in a
indeed.
minute.
This Grade 2 listed cottage comes in bang on budget, and Paul and Sue seem smitten with this Devon beauty. And who wouldn't fall in love with this character property featuring a large kitchen diner, 4 ample bedrooms, and its stunning chocolate box looks that should have no trouble attracting those bed and breakfast guests.
Oh, window seats.
Oh, wow.
This is really nice as well. Really light.
This will do me nicely. It's lovely.
This mystery house is amazing. It's like a dream come true. What can I say? It's perfection. There's nothing I would change at all. Can't think of anything at this moment in time.
I had no idea that there would be something like this that would just blow me away. It's perfect.
To be able to afford this house, I'm quite happy to share it and rent out, you know, one of the other rooms and do breakfast and evening meals or whatever anyone wants, just so that I could live here.
It's got all of the style, all of the quirkiness. Everything about it is done very, very well, and it's just perfect. A perfect home to live the rest of my life in.
How How's the B&B?
Fantastic. And look at that view.
They're going to sit there, aren't they, your lovely guests, enjoying the view. Got their own bit of thatch here. It's perfect.
And when this is out as well, bit of wisteria.
Idyllic.
I love it.
I think is the word.
I love it. I love it when the Mystery House works on all levels. So you've given me a good indication of how you feel, but I want you to have some time on your own, have a think what the next move is going to be, and then we'll regroup and have a chat, shall we?
Yeah.
Come on,
Sounds
jump
good
in
to
the
me.
car.
Right. Thank you.
Devon's beautiful countryside has been a magnet for house buyers and visitors for many decades. But its inspiring landscape is also a big pull for artists. Born and bred in the area, artisan Andre Daniel is a past master at working with wood. A former boat builder, he's now turned his considerable talents to creating bespoke furniture. And these extraordinarily beautiful moths, all sculpted by hand.
So when you're walking through the woods, what are you looking out for?
I love the wind-fallen trees. I don't cut down a tree to make a moth. So, but especially when those trees have started to die and they've got all this interesting decay on them, then we get some fantastic moths from them.
So if there's a big gale comes through the valley, are you out the next morning?
Yeah, my eyes light up when I... Yeah.
Andre is taking me to a fallen tree that is perfect for the job.
This is a beechwood tree, but what's really, really interesting about this tree is if we cut into it, which I've done earlier, and we turn it around, we have this beautiful spalting.
My goodness,
I mean,
that is stunning.
This will make the most beautiful moths.
The spalting is a natural fungal growth that gives this slice of beech its unique veiny appearance. This piece will form the main part of the moth's wings. Back at Andre's idyllic forest home, the transformation can begin.
Maybe you'd like to have a go at trying to find a moth in this piece.
Do you know what? I'm going to use that as a little bit of a template.
Yeah.
So I look at it and see what how it reads.
Absolutely. So you're looking for the two wings, the larger being the upper wing. It's nice curve.
Yeah.
So then we cut this shape out, and then we cut it again and open it up like a book to create the symmetry and the mirror image.
It takes many hours of careful cutting to create the wings, so Andre is showing me another moth that's nearing completion, attaching the wings to the body crafted from the same piece of beech.
OK, this is the second wing.
It's beginning to come alive, isn't it?
Yep.
And every stage is meticulous. You can't rush any, I'm presuming.
No, you can't. So after this, then we spray it, and that's something you can do for me, Nikki.
The spray varnish is the finishing touch, and like a real moth that blossoms from a caterpillar, the wings' texture are revealed in all their glory.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. So that'll do for its first coat. All right, brilliant, beautiful.
All that remains now is to create the moth's antennae. Using a single barb from a feather which is glued to the body, our beautiful moth is now complete.
Looking magnificent. That is absolutely beautiful. So that piece of wood is going to continue to live, hopefully in someone's home for many years to come. Andre, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I'm inspired, absolutely inspired. I am going to look at wood and woodland in a completely different way from now on. Well, our final house tour around the Mystery House was a huge success with Paul and Sue, but the proof is in the pudding. Are they going to put in an offer? Let's find out. Well, Sue and Paul, you wanted our help, you wanted our advice, looking for this beautiful new home with business potential. How have we done?
Exceedingly well.
Yeah, brilliant.
Exceedingly.
So in your own words, tell me, what is it about the Mystery House that makes it so special for both of you?
It just felt like a home. It just felt like it was meant to be. It just had everything, I think, that we want from a home.
I would second that, absolutely.
And I use the word home, not house.
Oh, you said that, I think, the move was going to be down to you, to Devon, and the property buying was going to be down to you, Paul, that you'd make the final decision. But you both seemed united from the minute you opened your eyes and I revealed our mystery house. You're in sync, aren't you?
Yeah.
We are in sync.
But what is the next move then going to be?
Well, while we were off by ourselves, I did contact the estate agent to ask them if they could make an appointment this afternoon to go back and have another look.
And am I allowed to ask, is it putting offer in time?
We would very much like to have a discussion
Oh,
with the owner.
say it. Because I know your house is on the market. You're ready to spring quite quickly, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we probably would put an offer in.
I think you will. I think you will. Paul?
Definitely.
I am so excited for you. I know it's only the first step, but finding that perfect home is a big step, isn't it, Alan? You've got to sell your property, but I am going to keep everything crossed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we've certainly ended our time here in Devon on a high with Paul and Sue, and I can use this word, adoring our mystery house. You see, it works on both levels. It has the business opportunities, but it's also the perfect home for our couple. I just hope they can sell their property really quickly so they can put in an offer and move to this gorgeous part of the county. Fingers crossed. And I'll see you again soon on Escape to the Country.
Paul and Sue loved the mystery house so much they did put in an offer, but unfortunately lost out to another party. Their search for their ideal country escape continues. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Wales or Scotland and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.